everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So I can tell that you guys have been loving the future spouse readings and the channeled messages, so I wanted to do some more videos like this for you guys. So today we're going to be looking at channeled messages of why your future spouse loves you so much, why they fell in love with you. And we'll also be looking at some oracle cards and some tarot cards that I have pre-pulled. And yeah, so that'll be today's reading. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. We've got pile 1 with this little cute lemon yellow hair clip. For pile 2, we have the pink flowers with the gold speckles. And then for pile 3, we have the white hair clip with the little blue flowers. So take a moment if you need to, pause the video, meditate on the groups, try not to overthink it. If you're drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch more than one reading. And the timestamps are listed below in the description box, just like always. And yeah, all right, I'll see you guys in your reading. All right, on my pile 1s who chose the lemon yellow clip, welcome to your reading. So we're gonna start with the actual channeled love messages, and then we'll get into the cards. All right, so it says, you just have the biggest heart. Even those who hurt you, you still express forgiveness. So I will say, I definitely got this energy from your future spouse overall, that they really respect you. And it's sort of like they're in awe of how soft and nurturing and, you know, like we always say, we're not talking about gender, but it's really like you're connected to your feminine energy and you still command this sense of strength and resilience. And it's because you're tapped into that emotional side and you're tapped into like your healing, and you are able to express forgiveness truly and genuinely, you know, towards the people who have hurt you in the past. I don't know, for some of you, this could be family, friends, romantic partners in the past. It's going to vary a lot because this is a general reading, or this could be a pattern across, you know, like multiple relationships that you've had of all kind of, you know, different types. But I would really say that was a strong sense I got through all of these messages, is that they really just admire your inner strength. I got a lot of Leo energy from this pile. You don't have to be a Leo, but it was really showing me that they just see you as someone who has a heart of gold. And it's funny then that you chose sort of these like yellow gold accents here, but yes, that was coming through very strongly. Like I said, you don't have to be a Leo or have that as a major placement in your chart. But for those of you who do, that could be confirmation for you that you did choose the correct group. But like I said, they just have a lot of respect for you because they understand that it's not easy to do that. It's so much easier to stay angry and hold a grudge, but you're wise enough to know that that doesn't benefit you and you don't do things that don't serve you. Okay. It says, I just love your softness. You are so sweet and kind. Yeah, see? It's that feminine side to you that they really love because it's juxtaposed by that inner strength and that resilience and that toughness. But it's sort of like you are the perfect embodiment that femininity doesn't mean weakness. Femininity is not equated with you know, passive energy and, you know, like victimhood or something like that. That's not what it is. And so I feel like they really see you in that divine feminine energy, like I said, regardless of gender. It says, your energy brings me comfort. It's your voice, your laugh, your smile, your presence, and your optimism. Again, like that Leo energy with optimism coming through. I think if you're not a Leo, you definitely have some sort of fire placement in your chart. I'm sorry, I stumbled over my words there. In your birth chart, so fire energy, and I'm also getting some water energy as well. So Leo, Cancer, and Scorpio are coming through. That could be your Venus sign. I could definitely see that, or your moon. And then fire energy coming through for sure Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Because I think you just bounce back. Like life knocks you down or people try to put you down and you just bounce back. You have that heart of gold. You have that inner light. I absolutely fell in love with your smile. Yeah, you just radiate light. You know, people are drawn to your energy, including your future spouse, obviously. I love how you know yourself. I just wish you knew how to let yourself rest without judgment. So some of you may be a bit self-critical. You know, you kind of struggle with your productivity being tied to your value, or needing to feel successful, needing to feel accomplished, needing to feel like you're always doing something. So that also kind of gives me like Capricorn energy as well. But yeah, I feel like they really wish that you would go easier on yourself in that regard. And I do feel like that's where your self-empowerment comes from, though, like how well you know yourself. Because no one can tell you who you are. You know yourself. And there's real true power in that your future spouse recognizes. It says, I feel energized by you. We talk for hours. You're like caffeine to my soul. You never drain me. Oh, that's sweet. I like that message. Yeah, like I said, feeling energized by you. That again gives me that fire sign energy. Sorry to repeat myself, but yeah, you're definitely going to have, I think, not only very deep, you know, emotionally healing conversations together, but I also feel like there's this energy of like fun and laughter and banter and honestly like a true friendship here. This feels like a true equal partnership. And I mean, it's definitely something that you look for in a partner, where even in friendship too, if you leave a conversation feeling drained, then that's a signal that something is wrong in the relationship. And that problem obviously doesn't exist with your future spouse, because you give them energy, which is beautiful because it's likely that they give it back to you. It says, you're such a light in this world. I can't believe that you're real. Yeah, I think that they're just, like I said, in awe of you. I mean, they really adore you and respect you, and they sort of look at you like, I don't know why this just came to mind, but like this beautiful like tropical fish. Like, how are you real? How is this even a thing? How do you exist? Yeah, there's like this foreign aspect to you, because it's almost like you always keep them guessing a bit too. You keep them on their toes. They've never met anyone like you before. I love how we fit together. We're true partners. This is more than romance. This is friendship, kinship, true understanding. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they see you as family, they see you as a best friend, and they also see you as a lover. They see you as a soulmate. I'm definitely getting soulmate vibes from this, because whenever this comes through, where it seems like this is more than just love, or this is more than a romantic partnership, this is like a sense of kinship, friendship, family, that to me makes me feel like when you have like a true partner like that, where they mean so much to you in so many different ways, it makes me think you shared several past lives together, where, you know, maybe in a different past life you were family, or in a different past life you were best friends or business partners. You know what I mean? Like, I think that you have known each other for multiple lifetimes, and your souls are like very well acquainted with one another. And that's also like your light is like drawing them in, like your soul recognizes their soul and their soul recognizes yours, you know? I love how I can be myself. I've shared feelings with you, my story. I trust you. I feel safe. Beautiful. Yeah, I think that's where that sense of friendship comes in too. You give me so much. Oh, you give me so much hope. I didn't know I was missing faith until I met you and saw you. So it could be too that you were more spiritual than them, and you sort of open up this world to them. I mean, given that you're the one who's clicked on like a tarot card reading, it could be that you open this up to them, and maybe they never thought of like soulmates before, or, you know, they don't believe in destiny or fate, or maybe you don't either really, but you do have that spiritual side to you. I think that you sort of make them feel like everything that they have gone through has led to them meeting you, and you sort of restore their fate, that like, their sense of faith that good things can happen, that things do happen for a reason, that things do ultimately occur for our highest good. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, well, yeah, I went through a lot of difficulties and trials in my life, and I had a lot of failed relationships, or, you know, I had like one really big heartbreak, but you know what? That brought me to you. All these lessons I had to learn brought me to you, and I'm so grateful and thankful because you have made this all worth it. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting from this. Okay. So let's look at your cards now. All right, let's see. We've got comfort. I think that they actually said that you bring them a lot of comfort. And I love this says take it and give it. So that's definitely going both ways, like 2 of Cups, right? So you give them comfort, but they also give it right back to you in return. There's a lot of balance here. And like I said, a lot of, I think, mutual respect. Abundance. Okay, so definitely a good message there. I think there's going to be an abundance of like emotional fulfillment. I think there's going to be a spiritual connection, but I also feel like this is a good signal too that within your marriage you're going to have financial security. You're going to have financial abundance. You're not going to have to worry about that aspect of your life. And then we have balance. Okay, I think I mentioned that too with comfort. Yeah, there's going to be an equal balance of give and take, which is ideal in a relationship. You know, it's not always going to be a perfect 50-50, but what it's about is, okay, I see that you are struggling right now for whatever reason. I'm going to put in effort at 80% because I know right now all you can give is 20. And, you know, a couple months from now when you're feeling better and I'm going through a rough patch and I can only give, I don't know, 30%, I know you're going to give me 70. You know, it's sort of moving in sync with one another and helping each other through difficult times and matching each other when you can, you know, and sort of rising to that occasion when you see your partner struggling because you trust and know they have your back when you're going to be going through a difficult cycle. And then we have Fire Queen. Yes. Okay, what did I say about fire energy and divine femininity? So yes, that is definitely confirmation. Some of you are showing up like the Queen of Wands. Some of you are my Leos, my Aries, my Sagittarius people. This could definitely be talking about, if not your sun or your moon, your Venus or your Mars, because those are the planets that really show up when you're doing a love reading, right? Because Venus is literally the planet of like love and beauty and attraction and like your aesthetic and romance, right? And then we have Mars, passion. You think of sex, you think of your fire. That comes out a lot, right? In a romantic partnership. So yeah, definitely confirmation there. And then we have the World. So I think that is really echoing this abundance. I think that when you meet your future spouse, this is going to be a completion of a cycle. It's like you're going to be at a place where whatever karmic like issues, or I don't even like to say karmic debt, but whatever karmic lessons you had to go through in terms of love and relationships, it's like, okay, I'm completing that and now I'm stepping into my emotional fulfillment. And I think it's the same for them too, because I do feel like you two are mirroring each other in some way, especially because we have the balance, the yin and yang. It's also likely that you and your partner are sort of like opposites attract. You know, your future spouse, I do feel like you all are very different in a lot of ways, and that is what helps you balance each other out. You know, they have strengths where you have weaknesses and vice versa. And I also feel like that contributes to them really being in awe of you because you are so different. Remember how I said you seem so foreign and different to them? Also, they could be from either a different cultural background. You know, culture means a lot of things. It can mean location, socioeconomic status, religion, ethnicity, race, you know, whatever have you. But there is this sense that they are, you know, from a different background than you in some capacity. And I also feel like with the World card and abundance, you're just going to be living a very nice life with this person, a very comfortable lifestyle. You know, you're going to have a beautiful home. Finances don't seem like they're going to be a struggle given that we have these two cards, but yeah, at least security. I'm not saying you're all going to be millionaires or something ridiculous, but just that money is not going to be a stressor in your marriage, not from what I'm seeing. And then we have Earth Kitten. So for some of you who do want to have a child, this could be confirmation that you will have a child with this person. It's likely that they will be an Earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or those could just be significant seasons. So maybe like when you, well, I'm not even going to get into all that, but like maybe when you decide to have a baby, you know, that sort of thing. But yes, with Earth Kitten too, I just feel like this is also signaling that you will be growing in financial abundance with this person. Like maybe when you meet this person, your finances are like, and then you come together and you both work at growing this abundance. So you start as an Earth Kitten, and then together you sort of grow into that Queen and King of Pentacles, you know, or the Emperor and the Empress energy. But yeah, all right, oh, I forgot. I wanted to end with this Serenity Journal message. I'm sorry, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flip through and just intuitively stop whenever I feel called to, and I'll read whichever quote jumps out at me. This is a journal I filled out years ago, and I had forgotten all about it until, I don't know, maybe like a month ago. But anyway, so let's end with just a message from the journal. This may not be related to your future spouse, just whatever Spirit wants to share with you. So pile one, pile one. Pile one. Okay. Oh, I like this. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. And then this one right here was also jumping out to me. As you think, you travel, and as you love, you attract. Okay, and I'm rooted, but I flow. I feel like for some of you, you're trying to manifest your future spouse. You're trying to manifest at least a long-term connection, because I am getting for most of you that you're single, and that's why you're clicking on this video. You know, some of you may feel like you've already met this partner and you're, you know, just like looking for clues that you're going to marry this person. But I am getting the vibe that most of you are single and kind of in that manifesting, or you're praying for this person to come in, you know, like whatever resonates with you. But I feel like this is just sort of a reminder from your guides that you can still have love in your life even when you are, you know, alone and single. We're never truly alone, but even when you're single. So it's sort of asking you to embody that sense of love and be the partner to yourself that you wish that you had. You know, embody those traits, kind of step into the energy of the type of person that you want to attract, and it will come to you so much. Not only will it come to you more easily and, you know, more quickly, because you will be aligning with that energy, you know, and that will sort of move along the divine timing of it all, but also you won't be miserable in the meantime, right? Because like you deserve to feel love and you deserve to feel joy now, not when you meet this person. Like you deserve it now is the message. Okay, pile one, this was your reading. I hope that you liked it. Comment down below if you like this style, if you want to see more future spouse readings, and I will see you guys in my next one. Oh, I have to say my little spiel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you wish. Please turn on the notification bell if you choose to subscribe so you always know when I upload. And also a big huge thank you on my let's see, the most recent video that has uploaded was comfort messages from your future spouse at the time that I'm recording this, and everyone's comments so far have been so sweet and so supportive, and I just wanted to give a big thank you to anyone who's watched that video and, you know, commented or subscribed or liked the video. It makes me feel so good to have that support. So thank you so much, and take care, Pile 1. I will see you guys in my next one. Alright, all my Pile 2s who chose the pink pressed flowers with the gold flakes, welcome to your reading. So we're going to start with the channeled messages from your future spouse, and then we will get into your cards. Okay, so it says, I love your quick wit, your mind, how curious you are, your hobbies are so different than mine, and I learned so much. Okay, right away, I remember now, from your group, I was getting a lot of air sign energy on your part, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That doesn't have to be your like sun sign. It could be like your moon, your Mars, your Venus, or your ascendant. But I was getting that energy from you. If not, don't worry about it. But for those of you who needed that like astrological confirmation, I was picking up that energy from you. Okay, it says, I love our talks, our silly banter, the flirting, and yes, the deep stuff too. I do feel like that is sort of the epicenter of your marriage with your future spouse. That's communication is where you two really connect. You know how some couples are like, oh, like, you know you've met the one when you can be in a comfortable silence. You guys don't really vibe with that. Like, you two are always talking to each other. And it's not like you don't ever have that comfortable silence moment, but it's more so like you guys genuinely don't really run out of things to talk about. Like, you guys are, and I think part of that is that your hobbies and your interests are so different, and you both sort of have that mutual curiosity. You want to know everything about the other person, and I just feel like you two really entertain each other, and you have those like deep philosophical talks, but then you also have like those fun, lighthearted, like pop culture kind of talks, and then you banter back and forth. Like, you're the kind of couple that would like play fight with each other. Yeah, there's a lot of like, you two are both very intelligent. I will say that. There is a lot of like wittiness, I think, coming through in your energy. Okay. It says, is it shallow to say that I love your face, your body, your smile? I don't think so. That's sweet. How can you not love someone who made you believe in miracles again? Yeah, I do feel like you're gonna come into your future spouse's life at a time when they're not expecting you, and they've been having a rough time. Maybe they're closing out a difficult cycle, and they've been like going through some really deep healing, even if they're not a spiritual person and they're not being like, oh yeah, I've been doing shadow work. You know, it's not like that. It's just more of they've been struggling and they've been going through a difficult time. And I feel like when you come in, you know, they've really cleared something that was really big. So maybe it was issues with their self-confidence or a past heartbreak. Maybe there was a death in the family. I don't want to list a bunch of stuff, but it's going to vary. This is a general reading, but they've gone through something big, and they've gone through this sort of death, Scorpio, transformation, and they've really come into their own. And I think that you are sort of like the sun after a storm, basically. I love how you help me come out of my shell. I feel so confident with you by my side. Yeah, I feel like your future spouse is definitely one of those, you know, they're more introverted, and they're sort of like a bit aloof and mysterious. I'm definitely getting Scorpio vibes from them, or maybe even Capricorn, because they can be like that as well. But you know, I do feel like they're quiet with a lot of people, but with you, they just can't stop talking to you, you know? And I think that's why they value you so much and they love you so much, because they don't have these deep conversations. They don't have these fulfilling conversations or this easy flow of communication, this easy banter back and forth, where you really understand the other person. They don't joke around with other people. They can't talk with other people the way that they can talk to you. And that's why you feel so special to them. And it says, you made everything worth it. My days are never boring with you. I feel like they were very bored. before you came into their life, because it's like they went through this deep healing and they were alone and feeling a bit isolated, and even if they were around other people, it's like they either didn't talk about what they were going through or other people just didn't get it. Because I do feel like they hold their cards like closer to the chest, you know. They do, not like they have walls up, but they just have a strong sense of boundaries, and you know, it's not anybody else's business, so they don't just go around like sharing their deepest, darkest secrets with people, or you know, talking about their past pain or their vulnerabilities like that. You know, like not everyone is entitled to their story kind of vibe. You have to earn their story. But yeah, I do feel like they went through that process, but then at the end of it, they're like, okay, now what? You know? And then it was sort of that like, kind of like stagnant sort of energy where they were waiting for change to come because they did all that internal work, but their external world was still the same, and they were waiting for the change to come in, and you were the change. You were the new fresh chapter in their life. Okay. Oh, okay, I swear to you, I did not remember because I wrote all 3 groups already, like last weekend. I did not remember that your group said that. That's pretty good. I'm kind of impressed with myself there. But it says, it's like the sun after a storm. That's you, and that's our love. Okay, so that message was very strong then. I can't believe I did that. That's cool. Okay. Oh, I think this was supposed to say bubbly, and then I wrote it as Bubby. Maybe that is a pet name? Okay, maybe that was meant to happen, but it was supposed to say bubbly. Your energy flows outward. It's hard to explain how a person is a good time, but you are. Yeah, because I feel like this person comes off as more of like a home buddy, and you're not really like that. And I feel like you get them out of their shell, and I feel like even when you're like, let's go, I don't know, you're like, let's go bowling, and they're like, gross, I don't want to go bowling. But because it's with you, they'll go anywhere with you because you're a good time. Like, you could take them to somewhere like, I don't know, let's say they're really not into like the hot weather in the summer, and you're like, oh, let's go to the zoo, and they're like, oh my god, that sounds miserable. Like being around like children screaming and the hot, and I'm sweating and gross, I don't want to. But because it's you, they know they're gonna have a great time just because it's you. And so it's like they'll follow you anywhere. They'll go anywhere you want to go. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll go. They don't care. You could be like, let's get ice cream. And they hate ice cream. I don't know who would hate ice cream, but these are weird examples I'm throwing out. But because it's you, they'll go, and they'll know they'll have a great time just because they just enjoy your presence. Okay. Even in the darkest of times, you still commit to having fun. Yeah, like you just really lighten up their life. Really, I'm so covered in cat fur. Wow. Sorry. You really are just like a bright light in their life. And I do feel like they were trying their best to come out of a difficult cycle. And when they cleared it, you were, again, like that light coming in and just sort of reminding them what it felt like to have fun. Because I don't feel like when they were in that deep healing, you know, in the trenches of it, you know, they weren't having much fun, you know, like healing is difficult, it's painful, right? It has to get worse before it gets better sometimes, all the time. So yeah, I do feel like that's kind of a repeating theme here. And then it says, I love how lighthearted you are, even when you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Yeah, because I'm getting a lot of Gemini energy from you. There's definitely a little bit of fire energy coming through too with your optimism. You could have been drawn to pile 1 as well because of that like repeating fire theme. But I'm also getting a lot of like that Mercury energy coming through. I do feel like Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra are strong possibilities, especially Gemini. because Gemini wants to keep it light, fast, fun, light, fast, fun. You know, they're here, there, they're everywhere. They're not taking too much time to delve into it. You know, like I'm a Gemini moon, so like I get it. You know, if something deeply painful happens to me, I'm gonna be telling my friends the story like it's funny. You know, like I don't want to burden other people, and I intellectualize my emotions anyway, so I'm always like outwardly seeming like very calm. You know, like if I cry, it's in private kind of thing. And so I feel like you're coming through a bit with that energy too, of this, that lightheartedness, let me tell a joke to lighten the mood. You know, oh, you're sad, I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna get you out of this funk. Oh, you're sad and depressed at home, let's go out, let's have fun. That's the kind of friend you are, and I think that spills over into your romantic partnership as well with your future spouse. And it's not in a negative way. You know, you're not in that sort of toxic positivity mindset. It's just that you know this person can do the inner work of healing because they've done it. So it's like they can handle that on their own, because they are coming through with a lot of water sign energy. I think that they could be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, and you are coming through with that air and that fire to like brighten everything up, because they can do the emotional healing on their own, and they have. So you're coming through to lighten the mood basically after they've done this healing. Okay. So we've got assertive, take your place at the table. I feel like you are a bit of the leader in this relationship. I think maybe you're a bit bossy. I am as well sometimes, no judgment. But I do feel like you take the lead, because you're, like I said, I think they're more of a home buddy. So you're like, oh, let's go here, let's go there. And so you're sort of taking the lead there and getting them out of their shell. And they love that about you. And then we have commitment, we have creativity. I do feel like you two are gonna do a lot of fun things together. This is the marriage where you travel a lot, where like your first date is going and riding roller coasters somewhere, you know, doing things that are very creative. Like you wouldn't just go to a restaurant and then go see a movie. You would pack a picnic and hike a trail and then go see a waterfall and then do a hot air balloon or something. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that expensive or that grand, but you two are very creative, and you know, like date night, you know, like that's a big thing. You guys both put a lot of effort into that, into spending quality time together. That's a big thing that's coming through. And all this stuff here is reminding me also of the 10 of Cups. I think with commitment too, you know, there's going to be a lot of domestic bliss here, and I think you also will have a lot of fun like decorating your home together. You may end up designing and building a house together. I could see that being a possibility. Or, you know, you guys move a lot. You know, you're like, yeah, we've enjoyed living in this place for a couple years now, let's move, let's change it up, you know, because I think that especially you have a little bit of a restless energy to you. I'm definitely picking that up. And just with the sky here, and see how it looks like they're like leading towards this door here. I feel like they're coming across with this like water earth energy, and you're sort of leading them towards the sky and like all of these possibilities. And so you're getting them off of this platform and like stepping into the unknown. You're getting them out of their shell, out of their comfort zone, and opening up to this whole world of like possibility that they didn't even ever want to or feel comfortable exploring on their own. They'd never even considered it a possibility. You know, we've got butterfly, transformation, we've got knowledge, peace, we've got and the rainbow, like again, like that 10 of Cups, like there's just, and the sun is literally optimism itself. It's a bright, happy future. So there's a lot of possibilities in this connection of what you guys can do together. And then we have healing. I said that like a million times that this person was going through a healing cycle, and I do feel like, you know, they've mended this on their own, and it's like they have the stitches on the wound, and then when you come in, it's like they can now remove the stitches because the wound has fully healed, if that makes sense. And it could be too that you also resonate with this energy, because a lot of times if you end up marrying your soulmate or twin flame, whatever terminology you want to use, I prefer soulmate personally, but and I know there are differences, but I won't get into that whole spiel. But what was I saying? Sorry, sometimes lose my train. Oh, yes, whatever terminology you want to use, a lot of times soulmates mirror each other. And so you can have maybe similar but maybe a little bit flipped experiences. You know what I mean? Like it's the same image, but it's flipped. I hope that makes sense. So yes, for you, that could mean like your partner went through several relationships where they were the giver, and people, you know, they maybe had like an anxious attachment style and they were taken advantage of, whereas you maybe had an avoidant attachment style and you ended up leaving a lot of relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be like that. Okay, we have cat magic with the magician. We have the lovers. Yes, okay. That's confirmation that a lot of you are going to be marrying your soulmate if you picked this group. And then we have the Four of Fire or the Four of Wands. Definitely in a future spouse video to have the Four of Wands come through, the Four of Fire in this deck. This is the card of marriage and celebration. So when this comes up in a future spouse reading, the way that I interpret this is like, okay, this is confirmation that you're marrying your future spouse. Okay, of course. But given the fact that we have the Four of Fire here, the Four of Wands, and we have commitment, this makes me think that for a lot of you, you will either get engaged quickly, or you will have a short engagement, or you will have a really big wedding. That is what that signals to me. It also signals that you will have a very long-lasting marriage, you know, because some marriages do end in divorce. But the fact that we have the Four of Fire, commitment, healing, and we have the lovers, I don't see this marriage ending in divorce. No, not at all. That energy is not here. And with the cat magic, I do feel like even if your person, your future spouse, is not into spirituality, I do feel like they manifested you, whether that was conscious or not. They definitely manifested you. You could also be manifesting them, because what is seeking you is also, what you're seeking is also seeking you. That's very true. But I do feel like there was an element of manifestation and divine timing, and also I'm getting the red thread of fate from this. Not to say that you don't have free will, but I do feel like this connection was destined. I do feel like it's likely that your souls had a soul contract where it was like, yes, you are my person. You know, you have one soulmate in this lifetime as opposed to multiple romantic soulmates. And yes, that is all I think that I'm getting for you all. Let's end with a serenity message. So like I was telling pile one, this message isn't necessarily going to be related to your future spouse. I just like to end on a positive note. So like I like to end my readings with like a self-care message or some inspiring message. I filled up this journal a couple years ago with some just helpful quotes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip through and then just intuitively stop on whichever page calls to me. I'm not going to read every message on the page. I'll just pick whichever one catches my eye. Okay, pile two. Oh, I like this. Okay. The reason you want Lord, I took a deep breath so I wouldn't mess up, and then I did. The reason you want every single thing you want is because you think you will feel really good when you get there. But if you don't feel really good on your way to there, you can't get there. You have to be satisfied with what is while reaching for more. This, to me, makes me think of this cat magic card. And I do feel like a lot of you may have been drawn to pile 1 as well, because they also had a similar message to you. But the idea is that there's a reason why you have a desire for love. There's a reason why you have a desire to get married. There's a reason why you have a desire for your future spouse, for that type of person. There's a reason why that desire exists within you. You know, it's not to taunt you if you're single and you're feeling really lonely. It's not to taunt you or to make you feel miserable and alone. It's not for that. It's to encourage you to move down that path. And you and your person are both doing this through manifestation, but it's saying that happiness is not a destination, right? It's not like when you meet this person and you fall in love with them, everything's going to click into place and you're never going to have a bad day for the rest of your life. That's not how this works. You know, it's not happily ever after the end. You know, when you meet this person, you're going to grow with them. That's the point, especially for soulmates, right? So the idea here is that when you get there, you're going to want even more. So when you meet this person, likely you're going to want to get engaged. When you get engaged, you want to get married. When you get married, maybe you want to buy a house together. Maybe you want to travel together. You know what I mean? There's always going to be new desires within the relationship. And it's kind of encouraging you to be happy and find joy within the present moment. Not only now while you're manifesting this person, but also when you're in it. Okay, like don't get so caught up in the next stage, the next phase of your lives together, you know, especially for those of you like wanting to start a family or something like that, wanting to travel. Don't get so caught up in that you don't enjoy the small little day-to-day moments together. Enjoy that. Enjoy each other's company. Enjoy every day with this person. You know, don't just wait for the next milestone and then, you know, it's your wedding day, you're already thinking about, you know, buying a house together. When you buy a house, now you're automatically starting a family. Like, stop and enjoy each stage of your life, each day of your life. Even the smaller, what seems more like inconsequential moments, because those moments are your life together. Every moment counts, you know, and everything has an ending at some point. And when you're at that end stage of your life, you're going to look back and you're going to remember those small moments just like you remember the big moments, and you're going to understand with clarity at that point in time in your life that it all mattered. Okay, sorry, that's like a heavy message to end with, but that was coming through very strongly. It all mattered, okay? But you're definitely going to have a very long, happy, healthy marriage together. I do think you're going to grow old with this person, which is beautiful. But yes, pile 2, this was your reading. Like I told pile 1, at the time of filming this, I just uploaded my comfort messages with your future spouse or from your future spouse. And the feedback on that video has been amazing. Everyone has been so kind and supportive and loving. So I just wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who has been watching these videos and encouraging me and just being so kind. It's been wonderful and beautiful, and I'm so grateful. But yes, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. Please let me know in the comments which pile you chose, and if this reading resonated, if you like these kind of readings, all that good stuff. But yeah, take care, pile 2, and I will see you in my next one. Alright, on my pile 3s who chose the white clip with the little blue flowers, welcome to your reading. So we're going to start with the channel messages from your future spouse, and then we'll move into your cards. And like I was telling the other 2 groups, I wrote these I think last weekend, so I don't remember exactly like which group had which message. So it'll be nice. I'll be like rediscovering this with you. Okay. I love how I am still learning new things about you. Your mystery I love solving. So some of you also could have been drawn to pile 2 as well, because they also had a similar message, but I do feel like you're someone who is really well-rounded and you have a lot of different sides to you. And I think that's something that kind of tickles your future spouse from time to time, because it's like, just when they think they have you figured out, you kind of surprise them. It's like they see you in one way, and then they overhear you like talking on the phone with your friends, or, you know, I don't know, like maybe they bring you lunch at work and they see that sort of professional side to you, or, you know, they basically see you in a different social setting and they see a completely different side to you, and I think it kind of tickles them. They're like, oh, I didn't know you were like that, you know? And it's like they get to uncover different sides to you, and it's sort of like every time they do, they find something new to love about you, and it's very sweet. It's very sweet. All right, it says, you live your truth. You don't let anyone tell you who to be. You're so self-assured. Yes, I do feel like you're very confident, or at least you come off that way. You know, you're one of those fake it till you make it people. This is why, yeah, you definitely had some similar messages to pile 2, because I do feel a bit of Gemini energy from you, just like with pile 2, and a little bit of fire sign energy as well. But I think that they really like how you're connected to your throat chakra, and you're able to stand up for yourself and others when you feel like you need to. That's why I say, like, I think there may be a time when you maybe get into an argument with somebody and they witness it and they see a whole different side to you, and they're like, I didn't even know she had that in her. I didn't even know he could talk to somebody like that. You know, like they you know, because you're so, how do I put it? You're so diplomatic with them, and you guys don't really have, you know, like disrespectful arguments, or, you know, you don't treat each other badly, so there's no need for that side of you to come out with them. But then they see someone treating you poorly and you standing up for yourself, and they're like, oh, wow. I didn't even know they had it in them to like cut somebody down like that, you know? So I think they find that a bit cute. All right, so anyway, I love how you care so much, your passion. I love how connected you are to your values and beliefs. Yes, I feel like also a little bit of Taurus energy here as well. And Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And I say Virgo because I think you're good with your words. That's why I was getting that Mercury, Gemini, and you know, Virgo is also ruling Mercury along with Gemini, but I feel like you're really good with your words. So it's not like you yell or scream in an argument or cuss someone out. It's not like that. It's like you can verbally put someone in their place without having to resort to being disrespectful, but you do it in a way, it's like you're good at being shady, but you're also good at being direct and advocating for yourself in a respectful manner. You don't lose your cool. And you're also there's a little bit of stubbornness there to you too, where you're like, no, like this is what I value, this is what I believe in, and that's it. So that's why I get that Taurus energy from you. And I also feel like you're someone who really believes strongly in certain social justice issues. And so if you see, and that's why I get that Libra energy from you a little bit too, where you have these different sides to you. I'm picking up a lot of different energies here. Or maybe this is just a very mixed group in terms of like who's watching, since this is a general reading, but I also get that sense of like justice and morality from you, where if you see things that are unfair or imbalanced, you will speak up. You know, you don't like, you know, if you saw someone being mean to your friend, or if you saw someone being ganged up on in an argument by like 3 different people, you would like come to that person's defense. You know what I mean? Like you speak up for truth, and you speak up for those who can't speak for themselves, or, you know, are unable to. So yeah, you're very connected to that. And they love that about you. I love your compassion, not just to people, but to animals and the earth. Yeah, I do feel earth sign energy from you. And like I said, those kind of social justice issues, but I also feel like you really care about the environment and animals as well. You're probably a really big animal lover. You're probably someone who's really connected to nature, or you like to spend a lot of time in nature. That's coming through. Yeah, you could really love the outdoors. Okay. You are so soothing. I never feel judged by you. You are so accepting. I feel like this person feels, your future spouse just feels very, they just feel like you're so calming, and you make them feel safe and secure. And they trust you because you're so honest and you have such a strong, like, moral compass. It's like, I don't have to question you because I know your character. And I know you wouldn't betray my trust. I know I can give it to you freely because it's not even in your character to treat someone poorly. So I know you're going to be gentle and careful with my heart. And then it says, I love how calm you are. You're always a safe haven to so many people. I feel like you're so giving and kind, but in a way where you maintain these like firm boundaries. I'm getting a lot of Six of Cups and Six of Pentacles energy from this as well. I do feel like you're at least financially stable. I am picking that up because I do feel like you try to help others. And it's not like anything big, but I do feel like you really try to help other people. And that's maybe through time or service, or it could be through money. But I do feel like maybe you volunteer a lot. There's just something about you that's very giving and very charitable that they love and respect about you. And it says, you're always so put together. I don't know how you do it. Okay, so maybe you dress really well. You just seem very poised, very put together. Maybe you're very graceful, or you just look like someone who's very polished, you know, very clean cut. That's coming through. You probably have that sort of golden boy or golden girl charm to you. I think you are charismatic. I do feel like you're able to command a room. I am picking up strong emperor or empress energy from you for sure. Okay. I really like your hair. Sorry if that's a bit basic, but it's true. Okay, something about your hair. Maybe it's the length, maybe it's the color, the way you style it, whatever. But that is something that they really love about you, that they're attracted to. It says, you're like honey and a strong cup of tea. Your comfort and warmth itself. Aww. Yeah, I think there's something very nurturing and stable about you. And it's funny because pile 1 had this strong, like, divine feminine energy. And I'm getting, honestly, a strong divine masculine energy from you. But it's also, like, it's divine masculine, but it's divine masculine who is in touch with his femininity, if that makes sense. And I'm just talking about energy. I'm not talking about gender. But it's like, I'm stable and safe and secure and I can protect you. But also, I want to take care of you. And I will bring you tea when you're sick. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of energy. It's very beautiful. You're a cool person, pile 3. Okay. I can say that I love all that you are because you know exactly who that is. Your sensitivity, your artist's heart, your love for all. This is kind of a repeating theme through all these readings. And I think it's because when people meet their partner, the person that they're going to settle down with, hopefully at that point you do know yourself very well. You've taken that time to really go through that self-reflection. And that's one thing that's made me happy through all 3 groups, is that I have seen signs for like a long-term marriage, a healthy, happy marriage. I've seen signs for people growing old together, soulmates, spiritual connection. And I've seen this repeating message of you really know yourself, which makes me happy because I feel like, you know, all of you watching have done your inner work and have learned your lessons and gone through whatever karma you had to go through in love, and so has your future spouse. And I don't know, it just makes me happy, you know, that I'm not seeing any like scary red flags or signs that, oh, you're gonna get divorced, or oh, this isn't going to be the best marriage. That has made me happy for sure. So we've got yin and yang. Whew. We have balance, equilibrium, So really this message is repeating here, right? We have commitment, we have the Sea King, we have the Sun, and we have the Priestess, the High Priestess. And the Sea King here is the King of Cups. Okay, I actually want to start with this King of Cups. This to me is embodying what I was trying to explain, where I said your future spouse is coming through like, I'm sorry, you are coming through as the divine masculine, but a softer divine masculine, a divine masculine who's connected to his femininity. And that to me is the King of Cups, because he is a strong divine masculine figure, but he's connected to water, which we tend to think, you know, water is spirituality, emotions, love, you know, it's feelings, right? And we do tend to think, at least in American culture, in the Western world, we tend to think of this as feminine, right? Water is feminine, emotions, feelings, that's feminine, right? This is a divine masculine who is of the water. He's of the sea, he's of his feelings, he's connected to his feelings, he's connected to his emotions, his spirituality, he's connected to the feelings of others. And I think that's what makes you such a good social justice advocate, and an advocate for yourself and other people, and you know, someone who really deeply cares about nature, animals, the environment, you know, all of those sorts of things, because you are embodying this King of Cups, the Sea King. And then we have the Sun here and commitment. So like I said, every group got signs that it would be a happy, healthy, long-lasting, grow old together kind of marriage, and a faithful one. And so these are both good signs for you all as well. With commitment, you're going to be very faithful to one another. And then the Sun, you're going to share a lot of good times together. The Sun illuminates everything. It's arguably the happiest card in the tarot, and there are a lot of unhappy cards in the tarot. Let me say that. So that's a big statement. So this is just illuminating everything. I feel like your life with this person is going to be so much brighter and happier than your previous days have been. Like, not to say that like you two save each other or anything like that. It's just that you didn't know life could be this enjoyable. You didn't know life could feel this good. It's like you're up-leveling to a whole nother stage of contentment and peace and happiness that you didn't even know existed. You know, it's sort of like this whole new world is opening up to you, that kind of thing. And then with the High Priestess here, I do feel like this is your future spouse's energy. I keep getting you guys flipped, and I'm so sorry. This is your future spouse's energy, and I feel like, wait, did I flip that again? No. Okay. This is your energy, and this is your future spouse's energy. Sorry. Your future spouse, I do feel like they are more connected in spirituality than you are. Maybe you stumbled onto this video on a whim, but I do feel like they are just at a higher stage in their spiritual path than you are. Maybe you are very spiritual, but they are just on another level. That is how it's coming across to me. And they are coming across in this divine feminine energy, this person who is very connected to their intuition, very much on their spiritual path. They are ascended. You know, they really are connected to their guides, their inner wisdom. You know, there's just this peace and contentment here. Yeah, and just like the way that she's literally just bathing in crystals right now, like the energy is so protected by all of this amethyst. This is someone who has gone through very deep healing. This is someone who really also knows themselves and is aligned with their purpose. You know, I think when you and I think when you and your future spouse come together, they are going to be very much living in their soul's purpose. They're going to be hard at work going after their like soul's mission, you know, whether that's through a creative project, through volunteer work, through their connections with others, through their career. It's going to vary depending what their soul's purpose is, but they are living in their soul's purpose. They are really on this spiritual path. And you know, with the high priestess, it may take a while to get through all of this and really get to know who they are, because they are so protective of their energy. It may take a while for them to open up to you and really get to know you. But, oh, the sirens are going. I'm so sorry. But it's definitely going to be worth it. I mean, this is definitely a match made in heaven, right? But I feel like your emotional understanding is going to help you get through all of these crystal barriers here, okay? Because they have healthy boundaries, but they're strong and they're firm. And it's going to take you a while to get through this, so it could start as a friendship. And I do feel like with balance here in the yin and yang, I do feel like in some ways this is opposites attract. But I feel like in other ways too, this is a message saying that this is like slow and steady wins the race. Like you're going to build a solid friendship likely first so that you don't tip over this scale, and you can build from a solid ground. Everything's very grounded, because your future spouse, I think, lives in, with the high priestess, she lives in her head a lot. She's so like up in her higher chakras. She's in her third eye, she's in her crown chakra, you know, maybe she is in her throat chakra, but she's just not very grounded. You know, she's a daydreamer, she's an idealist, she's, you know, in that spiritual world so much. She's not very grounded to the material. So yeah, it may be a bit hard to get through all of that, to get to know this person, but it's definitely worth it, right? And I think you're going to learn a lot from this person, because we had a lot of earth coming through too. I feel like even though you're very emotionally understanding, you are so grounded in that earth energy. You're so connected to the material that you're gonna help them get rooted and get grounded too, because they're so high up, you know, in their spirituality, that you're gonna kind of bring them back down to earth a bit in a good way. And they're going to connect you again with that spirituality, because you may just be coming into your spirituality, but they are at like a whole other level. I mean, this could literally be like a tarot card reader or a Reiki healer or something like that. I mean, they are like in it. But yeah, so I think that's all the messages that I was getting for you, pile 3. Let's end with the Serenity Journal message. So like I was telling the other groups, I filled this out a couple years ago and forgot about it and found it again. So this message may not be exactly related to this reading. I just wanted to end on an uplifting message, and I try to do that with all my readings. And so I'm just going to flip through and then intuitively stop on a page, and then I will read whichever quote jumps out to me. So pile 3, pile 3, pile 3. Okay. And this, your body hears everything your mind says. Stay positive. Oh, okay. I love this. Your body hears everything your mind says. Stay positive. I feel like I love how there's a connection here between all 3 piles, because there's been this recurring theme of basically stay optimistic about your love life. Enjoy where you are now. And if you're maybe kind of struggling right now with your self-confidence, maybe you're having some body image issues, or maybe you've been like feeling tired a lot and fatigued and you don't know why. You know, you are the Sea King. We got a lot of earth energy from you before. You know how to get grounded. It's just asking you to step back into your energy a bit, because I feel like maybe you've been feeling a bit scattered lately, or maybe you've been really self-critical, maybe you've been working yourself too hard. It's gonna vary depending, this is a general reading, but whatever it is, speak kind words to yourself. Speak those affirmations about your love life or about yourself, if it's your own self-worth that you're struggling with. Whatever it is, just speak kindly to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. You know, you extend that kindness to others, so extend it to yourself as well. Okay, pile 3, this was your reading. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Like I told the other groups, at the time of filming this, I have just uploaded my comfort messages from your future spouse reading, and I just wanted to take a moment and say a big thank you to everyone who watched that reading and commented or liked or subscribed, whatever. Everyone has been so incredibly kind and encouraging to me and supportive, and I have appreciated all of your feedback. I mean, it's been so like nice and warm and cozy in the comments section, and I appreciate it. I really do. And I think that's all I wanted to say about that, but please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Turn on the notification bell if you do subscribe so you will always know when I upload, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next one. Please take care, Pile 3, and I hope you have a great day.